For decades, runners have been taught a simple rule of thumb: don't increase your weekly mileage by more than 10%. The idea was to reduce injury risk by promoting gradual adaptation. But recent evidence challenges this advice, revealing it may be more myth than science, and in some cases, it might even be harmful. The 10% rule was never based on rigorous research. It emerged as a cautious guideline, not a biologically proven threshold. Yet many runners and coaches adopted it as gospel. The problem is, the human body doesn't operate by fixed percentages. Some runners may safely increase by 15% or 20% in a given week if they're well-rested, experienced, and adapting well. Others might get injured from just a 5% jump if they're fatigued, under-recovered, or dealing with underlying biomechanical stress. The truth is that injury risk isn't determined by math, it's shaped by context. Blindly following the 10% rule can lead to a false sense of safety. Runners may assume that as long as they stay under the limit, they're protected. But research shows many running injuries stem not from slow, creeping load increases, but from isolated events: one poorly chosen long run, a hard interval session on tired legs, or ramping up volume after an illness or time off. The rule doesn't account for how you feel, how well you're recovering, or how many external stressors are draining your resilience. It's too simplistic for a complex system. Another flaw is that the rule applies the same logic to beginners and experienced runners alike. But these groups have different capacities. A seasoned runner increasing from 40 to 44 miles may barely notice. A novice jumping from 10 to 11 miles might cross their body's threshold for safe adaptation. In this way, the rule can undertrain the experienced and overstrain the vulnerable, precisely the opposite of its intended purpose. That said, the appeal of the 10% rule is understandable. It offers structure in a training world filled with uncertainty. But runners would be better served by focusing on internal feedback rather than external formulas. Fatigue, soreness, motivation, sleep quality, and even mood can offer better clues about readiness than any fixed rule. The goal shouldn't be 10% or less. It should be as much as I can adapt to safely right now. The positive takeaway is that flexibility, not formulas, builds resilient runners. There's no magic number that keeps you injury-free, but there is wisdom in learning your own limits and adjusting your plan in real time. Some weeks you may handle bigger jumps. Other weeks, the body needs to hold steady or even scale back. Progress is still possible without rigid rules. Injury prevention isn't about being cautious all the time. It's about being smart in the moment. A runner who learns to sense when to push and when to pause has a far better shot at long-term consistency than someone obediently following a number. So rather than asking, is 10% too much? The better question might be, am I truly ready for more today? That answer can't be found in a spreadsheet. It comes from experience, awareness, and listening closely to the only expert that really matters: your own body.